Hey Stoic friends, let's take a moment to step into a familiar scene. It's late in the evening, the world outside is quiet, but inside your mind races. You're sitting there, phone in hand, staring at the screen. Their name lights up, a fleeting notification, but there's no message, no explanation, just silence. It's not the first time, and you fear it won't be the last. Days pass, each one feeling longer than the last. That silence, once unnoticeable, now feels like thunder pounding in your chest. You question yourself, did I say something wrong? Was it my fault? But even as you wrestle with those thoughts, deep down you know the answer. You recognize the truth. It was never about you. Their absence reflects their choices, not your worth. This pain, this hollowness lingers. It feels unbearable, like a wound that won't heal. But what if this silence isn't just emptiness? What if it's an opportunity? A painful but necessary pause to reclaim your strength, to step back, stay silent, and find clarity amidst the chaos. Today, we're diving deep into this journey of silence. We'll explore how stepping away can transform pain into power and silence into peace. You're not alone in this. Together, we'll uncover how strength isn't found in chasing, but in stepping back. Let's get started. Number 1. Silence speaks the truth they refuse to hear. Silence has a power few truly understand until they experience it. In relationships, words often lose their meaning when repeated without action. Imagine this. You've spent months trying to communicate how their behavior hurts you. You've explained, reasoned, and even pleaded, but nothing changes. Every conversation dissolves into empty promises. Then, one day, you decide to stop speaking altogether, not out of anger, but in self-preservation. This silence is not a punishment. It's clarity. It removes the noise, the excuses, and the arguments that lead nowhere. In this stillness, something shifts, not just within you, but in them. Without your voice to drown out the truth, they are left alone with the consequences of their actions. It's uncomfortable for them, because for the first time, there's no one else to blame, no distractions, and no escape. They begin to notice the absence of your laughter, your support, your love. The void you left behind becomes a mirror they can't turn away from. Every time they reach for their phone but don't see your message, every moment they expect your presence and find only silence, they're reminded of what they've lost. This isn't cruelty, it's reality. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." By stepping back, you reclaim that power. Your silence is a declaration that you value yourself too much to beg for someone's attention. In time, the truth becomes unavoidable for them. They begin to see that the relationship they took for granted wasn't a given. It was a gift. The absence of your presence forces them to confront the reality they've been avoiding, their own mistakes. Number 2, respect yourself enough to let go. Letting go of someone who doesn't appreciate you is one of the hardest but most liberating choices you'll ever make. Imagine investing all your energy into someone who treats your love as optional. It's exhausting, right? Yet, choosing to walk away doesn't mean you failed. It means you finally recognized your own worth. Respecting yourself enough to step back allows you to reclaim your dignity. You stop hoping for validation from someone who refused to see the incredible person you are. Letting go hurts, no doubt, but it also sets you free. It's the act of unchaining yourself from a love that only drained you. Think of the times you stayed up replaying conversations, wondering if you could have done more. The truth is, you did enough. Their lack of appreciation wasn't a reflection of you, but of their inability to value what they had. Walking away shows them and yourself that you won't settle for being treated as less than you deserve. Healing starts when you decide you're worth more than their indifference. Yes, there will be moments when you miss them, and that's normal. But with time, you'll realize that letting go wasn't about them. It was about saving yourself. You are not defined by their inability to love you. You are defined by the love and respect you have for yourself. As Maya Angelou wisely said, never make someone a priority when all you are to them is an option. Number 3, their regret grows in your absence. When you choose to step away, something powerful happens. Your absence creates a void they can't ignore. It's easy to take someone for granted when they're always there. But once you're gone, the reality of life without your love and presence begins to sink in. They'll start replaying the moments you shared, the kindness in your words, the comfort of your company, the loyalty you gave unconditionally. What they once dismissed as ordinary will now seem extraordinary in hindsight. Regret has a way of creeping in slowly at first. It starts as a passing thought. What if I made the wrong decision? Choice, then silence. As silence stretches, it deepens into a realization. They'll begin to understand that the emptiness they feel is a reflection of the space you once filled. Your absence becomes a mirror, forcing them to confront their mistakes. They'll think about the times they overlooked your efforts, dismissed your feelings, or took your care for granted. The pain of losing you will grow heavier with each day that passes without you. On the other hand, you are reclaiming your power. While they wrestle with regret, you're finding your strength and rebuilding your life. Remember, stepping back wasn't about making them miss you. It was about prioritizing yourself. But in doing so, you've shown them what life without you truly feels like. Drop an affirmation in the comments. I am irreplaceable, and my absence speaks volumes. Number 4, the power of letting go without explanation. There are moments in life when silence is the most powerful statement you can make. When you've tried to explain, to be heard, to make them understand, but it feels like the words fall on deaf ears. It's time to stop. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your silence. You've already given enough. Your energy, your time, your patience. Your absence now becomes the message they never truly understood, until now. In those quiet moments, they're left with only their thoughts. They'll replay the moments where they took you for granted, wondering why things changed. They'll search for answers in the past, in every conversation, every gesture, every moment. But what they won't realize immediately is that it's not about finding answers. It's about the lesson they need to learn. You deserve more than being ignored, taken for granted, or treated as an option. As they search, they'll eventually come to realize what they've lost. They'll feel the weight of their actions and the absence of your presence. They'll wonder what could have been, but by then, it may be too late. By walking away, you've already told them who you are. Your silence speaks louder than any words could. Sometimes, the most powerful way to teach someone a lesson is to show them that you won't settle for less than you deserve. You've set your boundaries and demonstrated your self-worth without saying a single word. You don't need to explain your decision to leave because you've already shown them with your actions. In time, they'll learn to respect it. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. When you walk away, you're not seeking revenge, but showing them the power of your own self-respect. Number 5, You become the mystery they can't solve. Have you ever noticed how people react when they can no longer predict you? It's as if a sudden silence or distance turns you into something they can't figure out. No matter how hard they try, people fear what they can't control. And when you step back, stop chasing, and stay silent, you become an enigma. They no longer know what you're thinking, what you'll do next, or whether you still care about them. That uncertainty, that lack of control, eats at them. Think about the times when you've given so much of yourself, your time, your energy, your attention, and they took it for granted. It was easy for them to assume you'd always be there, responding, caring, predictable. But the moment you pull back, the moment you stop reacting to their every move, they're left with something they never expected: your absence. At first, they may try to reach out, ask questions, or demand answers. But all you need to do is continue walking your path. Your silence becomes the answer they can't decipher. They'll search for reasons, for closure, for something to hold on to, but it won't come. The more they're left with uncertainty, the more desperate they become. That desperation, that need for control, only grows deeper with time. You see, when you stop giving away all of your energy, when you stop chasing them, you create space they can't fill. And that space is a mystery they can't solve. Your value becomes clearer to them, not in your presence, but in your absence. As Seneca wisely said, "The greatest wealth is to live content with little." Your silence, your absence, is your way of teaching them the value of what they once had, without saying a word. Number 6, your silence shows you've moved on. There comes a point when you realize that your silence speaks volumes more than words ever could. When you step back and choose not to engage, you send a powerful message. You've moved on. The absence of your response is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you've healed. You've found your peace, and you are no longer invested in their games. Think about the times when you gave more than you received, when you bent over backward to seek their approval or validation. Perhaps you believed that their attention or affection would bring you fulfillment. But now, with silence, you're showing them that you no longer need their validation to know your worth. Your self-worth no longer depends on someone else's opinion of you. When you stop waiting for them to define you, you redefine yourself. Your silence isn't a void, it's a declaration. The truth is, your silence is not a void. It is a powerful declaration of your strength. It says, "I'm not waiting for your acknowledgement to move forward. I am already on my path." And the longer you remain silent, the more they will realize what they've missed. They'll come to understand that they no longer have a place in your life, not because you shut them out, but because you've learned to move forward without them. They'll feel the weight of the moment they let you slip away. But by then, your silence will have made it clear. You've already healed, and you've already moved on. As Maya Angelou wisely said, "We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated." Your silence is proof that no matter what happened, you've overcome and chosen to rise above. Number 7, letting them experience the consequences of their actions. There is a unique power in stepping back and letting people face the consequences of their actions. Often, when we're in relationships, whether personal, romantic, or professional, we act as the buffer. We soften the blows, offer support, and shield others from the full weight of their mistakes. But there comes a time when you realize that, in order for someone to truly learn and grow, you have to step back. You have to allow them to feel the consequences of their actions without your intervention. When you remove yourself from the equation, they're left to confront the reality of their choices. No more safety net, no more easy way out. What they took for granted, your presence, your support, your understanding, is now absent. The emptiness they feel is all that remains. In those moments, they'll experience regret, loneliness, and a deep longing for what they've lost. They may not understand it at first, but slowly, as time passes, they'll start to realize that their actions led to the loss of something valuable. You. And that regret, that emptiness, will be theirs to bear. But this is something that only time can teach them. Time is the only thing that can give them the perspective they need to see how much they've lost. And time, my friend, is not on their side. The more they wait, the heavier the consequences become, until the weight of it becomes impossible to ignore. As Seneca wisely said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." By stepping back, you give them the space to become the master of their own choices and face the reality of what those choices cost them. Number 8, the strength of self-worth. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is stay silent. When you choose not to react, not to engage, and not to chase after someone who hasn't valued you, you send them a clear message. You know your worth. Your silence isn't about weakness, nor is it about punishing them. It's about standing firm in your own self-respect and peace. It's about saying, "I will not allow my love or my time to be taken for granted." In the past, you may have given more than you received, hoping they would recognize your value. Perhaps you overlooked their flaws, made excuses for their behavior, or kept giving despite the lack of reciprocity. But now, by stepping away, you're showing them that your worth cannot be ignored. You're not looking for their approval anymore, because you know deep down that you are already enough. When you walk away, you preserve your peace. You protect your energy from being drained by someone who hasn't appreciated you for who you truly are. And when they see that you're no longer available, no longer chasing them, they might try to pull you back into their world. They may use empty promises, excuses, or even guilt. But you've learned that your strength lies in your ability to stand firm in your decision. You now understand that you deserve more than broken promises and words that lack sincerity. You deserve respect, love, and actions that align with the value you bring. And no amount of pleading or manipulation can change that. As Maya Angelou wisely said, "You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them." Your silence is not a retreat. It's a declaration of your strength and self-worth. Number 9, allowing them to face the loneliness they created. There comes a moment when people must learn the hard truth. Their actions have consequences. Sometimes, it takes walking away for them to realize the full impact of their choices. When you leave, when you finally step away and choose yourself over the toxic cycles they created, you don't just walk away physically. You leave them to face the loneliness they built with their own hands. Your absence becomes the mirror to their actions, reflecting back to them the reality of what they took for granted. For all the moments they ignored you, dismissed your feelings, or failed to appreciate you, the void you leave behind serves as a powerful reminder of their mistakes. It's a silence that speaks louder than any words could, a reminder that they pushed you away. They will have to confront the emptiness they've now created in their life, and the loneliness that follows is a lesson only time can teach. In their desperation, they may try to reach out. They may send texts, make calls, or try to make amends. But by then, the damage has been done. It will be too late. You will have already moved on, leaving them to sit with the consequences of their actions. The loneliness they feel will be theirs to carry, a weight that they can't shed as easily as they hoped. You don't need to say a word. Your absence is the lesson they need. As Seneca wisely said, "A man who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary." You've already learned the lesson of self-respect. Now they must face their own. Number 10. Your return is a decision, not a guarantee. There comes a time when they may come back, but the real question is, will you let them? It's easy to assume that people will always come back when they realize what they've lost. But the truth is, your return is not a guarantee, it's a decision. By stepping back, you take control of your own narrative. You regain the power that you may have once given away, and you now decide whether or not they deserve a second chance. When you stay silent, when you no longer chase or respond to their attempts to pull you back, you give them the space to learn a crucial lesson: how to value what they have before it's gone. It's in the absence of your presence that they begin to feel the weight of their actions. They'll regret not appreciating you when you were there, and that regret will drive them to reach out. But just because they come knocking doesn't mean you're obligated to open the door. The power is now in your hands. You decide if they deserve a place in your life. They may beg for your return, pleading for another chance, but you are the one who holds the key. You're no longer the person who will accept anything less than the respect and love you deserve. This moment is about your growth, your self-worth, and your boundaries. You get to decide what's best for you, whether that's moving on without them or offering forgiveness. But remember, your peace and self-respect come first. If they return, let it be on your terms, because your return is a decision, not a guarantee. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Your decision, rooted in self-respect, will shape the narrative of your life moving forward. Closing thoughts. Thank you for staying with me, friends. Your silence speaks volumes, and the peace it brings will resonate in ways you can't even imagine. Remember, stepping back isn't about weakness. It's about reclaiming your power. If this resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, stay strong and let your silence speak for you.